Welcome back to another episode of the Blindfold Off podcast, where we take off our blindfolds and open our eyes to new views, topics, and discussions. My name is Emmanuel LKD, and today I'm joined by my good friend, my brother from another mother from California, Angelo Cassiano. Woo!
Hi, woo! So excited.
I'm really excited too. I feel bad because in the last podcast episode, I didn't use any sound effects. So I'm gonna give you this applause sound effects. No, why'd you cut off? No, what's going on? This is awkward. Yeah. Woo. All right. Anyway,
I'll be here all week.
Enough of that. All right, Angela, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
You know, I'm great. I had a long day at work from 10 to 7, and after work, it was beautiful weather. Like the sky was sort of pink and blue and orange. It was like,
nice.
Aesthetic, aesthetic sky. So I had to go on a drive for myself. I just a 30-minute drive. I just decided to take care of myself. It was like a self-care type of day.
Nice. That's cool. Yeah. I love drives like by yourself, especially at least for me, driving to LA and then back. You get to see like all the city. It's really pretty. It's nice. So definitely therapy, like for sure. Just some quiet.
Definitely.
Time, like alone.
Great. Yeah, like it definitely gets your head, clears your mind, just kind of.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes it's so fun too, when you're just vibing and just like turning up in your car and stuff. You see, and then like both of your windows are down, so people can see you. So like just driving down the road, like you're turning up, they see you turning up, they start turning up. You were like, yeah. Like it's like totally different songs, but we're turning up.
Yeah, just good vibes, good energy.
Yeah, and like, okay, I told you about this off camera, off recording or whatever, about how I was feeling after work, and like, so I was like, man, I really want to share this energy with a special someone. I'm feeling deprived. I'm feeling touch deprived.
Oh, just give yourself a hug.
Yeah, like, oh man, I want someone to hug me, man. Like okay. Let me get in my simp stuff real quick. My simp energy right here. I just need a girl. Like I want to share this energy. Like I have so much love and energy to give, but self-care comes first.
Self-care. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if you know how to take care of yourself, then you know how to take care of other people.
That's true. Yeah, I think that's super important. Like the first person I feel like you have to love is yourself. Because if you can't even do that, like how do you expect to love somebody else? And like vice versa,
right?
They love themselves first before they can love you.
Yeah, like I feel like
dogs. Sorry,
I did hear your dogs.
Like, they're wolves at this point. I'm sorry. Anyways, sorry.
So how old are your dogs?
My big dogs, they're outside. They're both about a year and a couple months now. Like
a year and a couple months? Okay.
Yeah, we got them when they were puppies, and I literally remember them like fitting in my hand.
Oh dang.
And now they're like wolf size. It's crazy. And they're still puppies, so they like try and jump on me and like
and then you're like
scratches, and I'm like, yo,
chill, back up. You're not as small as you were before.
No, exactly. Yeah, exactly that. So, but I love them. I have like 4 dogs. I don't know if you knew that, but I have a farm, like a small animal sanctuary. Yeah,
an animal sanctuary.
2 small dogs. We had birds at one point. Like it was, we've had a lot of animals. So.
Oh wow. Oh, that's dope. What kind of dogs are they?
So I have a Chihuahua named Brownie, who I love.
Brownie?
I've had him since I was like 12. We got a Maltipoo recently. Her name's Bella. She's white.
Bella?
Brown spot. She's really tiny too. And then my 2 big dogs are German Shepherds. They're huge and
German Shepherds are huge, but they're dope looking though.
Yeah. Like they look like straight up cop dogs.
Yeah, straight up cop dogs, straight up guardian dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, okay, I feel kind of bad. I didn't ask you to introduce yourself. We've been talking 5 minutes already. Hey, yo, that's my bad, though. Tell the audience who you are. Give a little brief description about who you are, where you came from, what you enjoy.
Right. Hi. I'm Angelo. I'm 21 years old. I live in Los Angeles, California. I'm an R&B singer, recording artist. I also write music for, other people, friends, artists and stuff. So I like to do that as well. My hobbies, I like to read, I like to sleep. I'm definitely a homebody. Like, I enjoy my own company. So I enjoy reading, sleeping. Of course, making music is always something that like I'm doing throughout the day. I like hear a melody or like think of lyrics and I'll be like, oh, bars. So like just be singing around like at work or something like,
I feel that.
Like, okay, cool. So I'm always creating, trying to incorporate that into my day. I love animals. I have 4 dogs.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of it. I'm just pretty chill vibes. Nothing crazy. Just music, life, and,
Yeah, chill vibes. Yeah. And going back to what you said about chill vibes, that's the vibe I was on, just, riding down in my Honda CR-V on the freeway. Light flex. No, it's not the flex about.
Oh my God. It's so funny.
But yeah, I mean, how's your day? How do you spend your day today?
Yeah, my day.
Yeah, stop talking about me. Let's talk about you.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's not much to me sometimes. Sometimes my life's crazy, but most of the time it's pretty chill. At least I like it chill. But today was pretty chill. Like, didn't work. I'm getting ready to go back to school, finishing that up, my general ed. But today I woke up, kind of just laid around, played some Super Smash Bros. On my Switch.
Wait, you got Smash Bros?
Yeah, I love Smash Bros. It's like that and Mario Kart are my go-to games, but we lost the little thing for Mario Kart. So Smash Bros has been like my go-to, and I love that game. Like, since like Melee on the GameCube, I don't know.
Yo, I feel you. Yeah, Melee. Smash Bros. Melee. I feel you. Yeah. I remember those days.
Exactly. So I mean, since then, like send me your code or bro, I don't know how that stuff works.
Yeah. I'll send you my code. You send me your code, and then we'll smash. Ayo, pause, but
word.
But yeah, for like real, yeah. After this, we're gonna link up in an arena, then play some Smash Bros.
I'm down. Yeah.
But yeah, guys. So one of the main reasons I wanted to bring Angelo on his podcast is because, I've noticed that, like, I've seen on his stories, he's posted stuff about signs and astrology and all this Pisces, Taurus, Aries stuff. And I know, I know a little bit about it, but I don't know a whole lot about it. So I kind of wanted to bring Angelo on his podcast because he dabbles in it, he knows what's up with it. So, but I don't. So I kind of want to let him take the stage. Okay, Angelo, I know we talked about it off screen too a little bit, but what would you describe astrology as to you?
Right. I mean, I think the first thing, like kind of like what we were talking about off camera, was, I wouldn't necessarily take it as serious as necessarily like a religion. Just for me, there are some people who like that's their thing and like that's super cool, love light. But for me, I feel like it's just one of those things where I do think it has a big part to play in people's lives, especially recently with social media and all the memes. Astrology has been really, really popularized, and I think what people fail to realize is it's been a thing for a while. Like, I think when we think of astrology back then, or at least when I think of like my parents and what astrology was to them, it was a lot of like read a magazine, read a newspaper, and your horoscope was there.
Right.
Horoscope.
Yeah. Horoscope.
And,
yeah.
and you know, like that was their astrology. And growing up in a really like strict religious household, astrology was kind of one of those things where it's like you can't even know what that is. But the older I got, yeah, it's like one of those things where like I know at least, kind of going on a tangent, sorry, but like
it's all
Waverly Place, there were some people who like weren't allowed to watch that because it's like witchcraft. It's like
Wizard Waverly Place, Harry Potter,
yeah.
But so somehow we're still allowed to watch Lord of the Rings though. But
yeah, exactly. So you get it.
Yeah. I feel
but I feel like astrology falls into that category of things that like it's kind of off limits. But the older I got, I actually started getting into it in middle school. I had a really good friend. She was into astrology, and it started off like Tumblr with the memes, and I was like, oh my god, like this is funny. And then I figured out what like my sign was, and it was just like my sun sign, my moon sign, my rising, the houses. Like there's so much that goes into astrology in and of itself. And it's so much more than just like what's your birthday and whether or not there's compatibility there. But I also feel like it's not super extreme to the point of like, a religion.
Yeah. Yeah, because there are some girls that take it as far as a religion, like, oh, you're not a Taurus, oh, you're not for me, oh, or you're not a Pisces, you're not for me, you're toxic, stuff like that. Right, I'm like, like, no.
And I mean, I feel like just in general though, that's such a close-minded way of thinking. Like there's so much more to a person than what their signs are. And
exactly,
like how we were talking about off camera, like there's so much that goes into who you, and like you just generally, but like who you are and what makes you you. I don't feel like we're just one thing. We're like a mixture of our like own internal experiences and our environment and stuff. So to like say like you're this way and astrology can prove that is like, okay, yeah, but like there's also Myers-Briggs, there's also like the what's the one where it's like you're a 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or something.
Oh, the like angel signs?
No, not the angel signs, but just like the personality test, the I forgot, but
I don't know.
It's like you're a 2. I don't know. But like I feel like astrology falls into that kind of like personality kind of thing.
Yeah.
There are aspects that make it you, but that doesn't necessarily mean like it's 100% you.
Yeah, like you don't have to be super limited or confined to that personality box barrier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Spot on.
Yeah, because I remember back in high school taking those personality tests and like seeing what kind of personality you are, and I remember the teacher saying something like, this is what you are, but it doesn't mean that you're limited to that. You can, if you want to be more outgoing, you definitely can have the opportunity and chance to be more outgoing. Like you don't have to stay introverted or not introverted. You don't have to stay shy your whole life. Like,
yeah, I feel that. Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. Like, it's like it just kind of echoing off what you said. Very much like, it makes you, but that doesn't make you. That makes sense.
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
I know what you mean.
I kind of think of it like, when you're building Legos, like you have the Legos that are like the square with like the 4 things.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
like
about.
The big brick ones.
Yeah.
Like you use different size Legos to make a building, and it's like, well, yeah, you have a building, but what makes it up is
it's like like how do I say this? It's like not every house is built the same, I guess you could say.
Right.
Because
Like
there's one, like this house is closer to a river, so you have to think about what it needs to be waterproof, I guess.
Yeah, no, I mean,
like, but
I feel
and
like
then this house is close to rocks. So you have to think about how it can handle sturdiness and a solid foundation.
exactly, you know, and it's very, very much like astrology, I think, is a very personal thing. It's going to be different. There's so many factors that I feel like go into somebody's personality. Things like your gender, things like your, I don't know. Like it's, for example, let's say like somebody who's born in what? I'm just use June because that's the month I was born in, but I'm a Cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So like there are certain qualities that other people who are Cancers have, but because my moon sign, you know, the position of the moon when I was born was in Aries, it's different than somebody who's a Cancer sun and has an Aries or has a like a Pisces moon, like that, you know, very different. One's a fire sign, one's a water sign. Like there are so many things. I don't know how familiar or unfamiliar you are with astrology, but there's so many things that go into it. So I would love, if you don't know, like I would let it put you on.
Yeah, I don't know, so enlighten me.
Nice. Okay. Can we just like jump right in then? I'll just start going, but
let's just like jump right into it. I guess. Nice. I guess explain the difference between sun and moon signs, because I don't know the difference between those. I know, like, the only thing I know about astrology is that if you're born this month, you're this month you're this. I'm born in April, so I'm a Taurus.
Hey, nice.
Yeah, Taurus gang. I don't know.
Sweet.
But, yeah.
So I have heard this best described, or astrology and the different like planets described this way, but like the sun is who you are, you know.
Okay, sun is who you are.
It's you know, it's the biggest star in the sky, and when the sun is in Cancer, the sun is in Taurus, like that's kind of going to be your main qualities, what make up you in a sense. How you process things like that. Or not necessarily how you process things, but how you process things is your moon sign. That's how you feel. It's I feel. The sun is I am, the moon is I feel. And the moon really has to do with how you take things, how you process things, how you feel things. You know, fire signs will take things differently than a water sign. A water sign will take something differently than an earth sign, etc. And I mean, I feel like your moon sign is very important, especially when it comes to like understanding yourself, because I'm a Cancer sun, and you know, the stereotype about Cancers is we're big crybabies and very, very emotional, and that's definitely true. I will cry on command, like any time of the day. I'm just always on the verge of tears, but it's fine. But then I'm an Aries moon, and what that says about me is very much like, you know, Aries are known to be hot-headed, impulsive, bold, very, I feel like when I think of an Aries, I mean, you know, they're the ram. So I definitely feel like going head first is a great way to talk about Aries. And so it's like, the way I like to think about my sun and my moon sign together is basically just like, I'm like crying while I'm stabbing you. It's like, yeah, just like hysterical tears and just going.
Oh my gosh.
It's kind of more what I feel like is how it explains me. So then Mercury is, I think, so I feel like that's more like your like logical thinking, not so much your like how you would process something, but more like your logic. Your Mars is I act, which has a lot to do with just your behaviors. Venus is I love, and it's how you show love to other people. So Venus signs, I think,
Venus is love.
Yeah, I think it's really cool, specifically kind of going back to like I think this was something we said off camera, but like the Greek gods. Like, Venus in Roman mythology is Aphrodite in Greek mythology.
Aphrodite, and she's the goddess of love.
She's the goddess of love. So I there's things like that where I'm like, how can astrology be 100% fake? I'm like, I don't know, cool coincidence. But Venus placements, I think, are my favorite placements to kind of look at and learn about and talk about, because my Venus is in Cancer. I have a lot of Cancer. I have a lot of water sign placements, and I feel like just simply because of me and how I am, like my romantic relationships are a lot of value to me. So the Venus placement is one of the first I look at to see if it'll work. And if your Venus is in Gemini, just walk away. Then there's Jupiter, I grow, which has just more to talk about, like what your journey in life kind of will look like. It's not like a set in stone thing. It's just telling you.
Yeah, it's just something to take with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Like, like how you were saying, more like a guide, like a map.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily how the journey is actually going to be.
Yeah.
That's what your Jupiter says. Saturn is I achieve, how goals come to you. I feel like one of the lesser known parts of astrology is like there's horoscopes. God, I'm so close to like saying horror movie.
I
just saw like the new Conjuring, and I'm still on that.
How's that?
Anyways, sorry. So your horoscope is talks a lot about like money and success and that kind of stuff, and in your life as well. It's not all just love and feelings and stuff. And your Saturn placement is super important for that, just because I feel like it helps you kind of see where you're doubting and where you maybe can improve and where your strengths are as well. Uranus is I evolve. I feel like this one kind of plays hand in hand with your Jupiter placements. Neptune is I dream. Your dreams, your aspirations, your hopes, and how you can like kind of get to achieve those.
Okay.
Super cool. And then Pluto is how you empower people and how you empower yourself and what that says about you. I have a friend who has a Leo placement in Pluto, and she definitely knows how to uplift people. And I think just because Leo vibes, we're in Leo season right now. Leo vibes and Leo energy. When I think of a Leo, I think of somebody who like walks into a room and everyone's just kind of like, oh yeah, like you're a Leo. At least I feel
they're
like
the alpha lion. Like,
yeah,
because
sure.
like that's what Leos are, right? Lions, right?
Yeah. Represented by the lion, and I feel like that's spot on. Like, definitely, I enjoy it. But that's kind of like the simplified version of astrology and what your placements mean and what planet. There's still so much that goes into depth, and like I'm not like an astrologer or anything. I'm just somebody who has a lot of free time.
I mean, you are a homebody, so I mean, of course, you got all that free time.
So this is what I do. I'm like, damn, what's your birthday? When's so, but yeah.
Oh snap! All right, so
you first.
Oh yeah, so I was gonna say, so how do I know what sun I am, what moon I am, all those different things. So you can go on and explain. You said something about 12.
So they're, in a calendar year, there are 12 months. There are also 12 signs. And I believe there's 2 signs every month for the most part. Because there's also a cusp. So people who are born on the cusp of a sign have qualities of both sign A and sign B. So let's say you're born on like June 21st, the summer solstice. Right? You are in the Gemini Cancer cusp, which I think is really interesting because like in my personal experience, Geminis they're not for me. And I can say that with confidence because both my parents and I think 2 of my siblings are Geminis. And it's just, oh my God, like they're insane.
Oh, they're insane. Uh-oh.
And so like for me, I'm like, we need to relax and stay on one topic. And Geminis are I wouldn't say they get bored fast, because I don't think that's true. I would just say they like to be constantly stimulated. Like I I'm working on this thing, and they will finish it for sure. But I don't think it's like, oh, it's because I'm bored. It's just there's that constant need to,
okay, they just have some kind of constant energy that stirs inside of them.
Right. So I kind of want to find out your placements and stuff.
Okay.
Can you tell me your birthday?
All right, yeah, my birthday is April 26, 2000.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Let's see.
And I don't know what time of day I was born. I want to say, I'm just going to guess probably the morning. Let's just say I was born in the morning. We're just rewriting history right now.
Nice. Let me see. I was going to use Snapchat because that's kind of the easiest place.
Oh, yeah.
Snapchat
Snapchat does do that.
I was trying to look for yours, but it's not letting me check.
Let's see. Yeah, because I know Snapchat tells you the information. I think it tells you the information.
So this is what it says. This is what it says for you, at least.
All right.
It says, so Emmanuel is a Taurus, which, by the way, I like. So I've done this before many times too. I like rate the zodiac signs on a scale of 1 to 12. Sorry, because there's 12.
Okay.
And Tauruses are up there. Y'all are fun. Y'all know how to have
fun.
a good time.
I bet. Yeah.
Yes. Like,
yeah, I knew it.
No. Very chill. Very like. I mean, when it comes to me personally, I do enjoy my earth signs and my fire signs really well. I love the earth signs just because I'm very good with the flow. And I definitely need some structure in my life. I feel like you guys can be real grounded and very nurturing signs. Very, very cool, very chill. Like my fire signs, because I feel like, you know, I crave passion.
Yeah.
And I find boldness and I find that spicy, like, fire sign behavior very, very alluring. I enjoy that.
Okay.
Air signs are trash. Water signs, unless you're like a Cancer, trash. It's too much. Too emotional. Too. And then air signs, I don't know. They're very, very like what's the word? Like, y'all, they just keep going. And it's like, I need to take a break sometime. Anyways, I'll read your thing though. It says, sorry, can't see. Strong, steady, and loving. There's something about the presence of a Taurus. They are one of the most strong-willed and purposeful signs of the zodiac, but they also have a serene disposition that puts everyone around them at ease. Did I not just say that? I swear to God.
You did say that.
And I didn't even read this, to be honest with you. Like, just letting y'all.
Is this in your mind? Like,
I'm just.
You already know. You already know.
Let's see. Taurus is very connected to nature and they appreciate time in the great outdoors. They are known for their love of treats, so you can put a smile on their face with a delicious meal or a thoughtful gift. They dislike others applying pressure to them and can let their feisty temper flare when they feel provoked. But they are loyal and steadfast where it really counts.
See,
I feel like that.
It's so, yeah, like, okay, so it's so interesting hearing about your sign and how it describes you, because you really do, like, it's like you start looking back at the moments in your life that the descriptions fit with. Like, for example, me at work, I don't like it when people put pressure on me at work. I'm like, okay. And like what you said about nature, you know, what I just told you about earlier, you know, like I just wanted to go out on a drive because the sky was all pink, blue, and orange, you know. Oh, I just love that, you know, aesthetic vibe. And I just wanted that fresh air, and I love hiking too. So
yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy how the signs and stuff, you know, connects with you, you know. But,
exactly.
Yeah, but
I mean, I definitely, I feel like, you know, I feel like there's truth to it. Like,
there's some truth to it. Yeah.
Like, you know, I feel like when it comes to the signs and the personalities, like, for the most part, I would say like it's a really, at least for somebody like me, I have a really hard time like meeting new people and kind of, you know, just because of my own awkwardness and anxieties. But I feel like astrology is kind of like one of those things that is a really great conversation starter as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of find that I'm like, oh, okay, let me see if I can try and guess this person's sign without having to ask them. And I don't know. I do this with one of my best friends sometimes, and she's always like spot on. She's like, no, this person, they have to be a Sagittarius. And I'm like, are you sure? Like, you know, I don't know. I'm getting different vibes. And she's always correct. I suck at doing that. But
Okay.
it's definitely a great way to like get to know people, and I don't know, kind of, it helps me learn how to approach them better. Like if
I think I can see what you're saying. Like
if someone's like
it kind of pops the bubble
Aquarius,
in a way.
yeah. If someone's an Aquarius, like I know I can be very creative with them, as opposed to somebody who is, I don't know, like an Aries. Like if I'm not in the mood to like jump off a bridge, just kind of go crazy. Like when I think of Aries energy, I think of like running around at night in the parking lot, like
Oh yeah.
right after graduation, just having a fun time with your friends, like going crazy, and like that's fun, you know. The spontaneous,
Spontaneous.
the spontaneousness.
Yeah, spontaneousness, spontaneity, or
Spontaneity. I don't speak English.
okay.
Like
It's okay. English is my second language too.
Yeah, same. Like that, I feel like, you know, is different from Aquarius energy. Sorry, I like lost my train of thought. But like Aries, Aquarius, I feel like you can just learn to approach people differently, and it helps get to know them, and you know,
Yeah. So
kind of
like,
lay out the foundation. Yeah.
So is that how you always approach people? Like
Yes.
that? Really? Okay.
Yes, actually, yeah.
Really?
My first
Okay.
question to anyone is, oh, like, you know, what's your name? Hi, my name is da 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 da. I'm like, okay, cool. When's your birthday? And some people like know why I'm asking right off the bat. They're like, you're into astrology. Some people, it's like, March, da 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 da. Why? And then some people are like, oh, like they don't think too much of it. They're like, oh yeah, it's,
yeah,
you know, whatever. So like definitely, I don't know. You shouldn't just ask anyone for their birthday. Like straight up. I found some weird looks.
Yeah,
But for the most part, I'm like, oh, like once I find out someone's sign, I'm like, oh, okay. Like now I kind of know what to expect and how.
Yeah, what to expect. Not like who they are. Just like, you know, in a way, what kind of vibes to expect from them.
Exactly. Like what kind of vibes, what kind of, like, if we will get along, or like if we won't get along, what that'll look like. Yeah, for the most part. So it is definitely like one of the first things I ask people.
See, I've got a question. Have you ever met someone whose personality was the complete opposite of their sign? Like they were supposed to be a Taurus, for example. Like say my sign, for example, they're supposed to be a Taurus, but they they make people feel on edge. They're like just the opposite of me, for example.
Right.
Like, have you ever met someone like that?
Yeah, I feel like, and again, it's just kind of because of me sucking at guessing people's signs. But I had this one coworker, and I swear on my life, like this person was a Virgo. It was like, you have to be a Virgo, like 100%. Like I just know. And I swear they told me that they were a Virgo, but they're just kind of, I don't know, mannerisms and the way they carried themselves and the personality was very different from what I feel like Virgos typically are. But like at the same time, I kind of saw it just because Beyonce is a Virgo. And, you know, I mean, it's Beyonce.
Yeah.
So, I kind of got that, but they ended up being a Leo. So I was like, okay, that, yeah. Like there were similarities there, but it completely threw me off. That was kind of just one of the very few times.
Okay.
It was kind of just miscommunication on my part, I guess. But for the most part, honestly, like just being really real, I don't think I've met people who are too far from their personality.
Interesting.
But like I said, like your moon signs and your rising sign, like have a lot to play with and to part with, you know, your personality and stuff. So it differs from person to person. But for the most part, I would say like the zodiacs are pretty spot on. Like at least for me. Like I mean, we were just talking about how like you were talking about seeing the sunset with like the pink and the blue and really enjoying that, and how you just kind of are really cool and chill vibes. And then we read the thing on Snapchat and it was like, oh, like it was not planned.
Yeah,
like, or anything.
Yeah, like
oh.
Yeah, full disclosure, this was not planned. We're not. It's all coincidence.
So you know, I mean, like, and there was truth to that.
Yeah.
Funny and minuscule as it is, but you know, I would say like, yeah, pretty spot on.
See, it's interesting. See, if there's a lot of evidence for that, for people in a certain month having similar personality traits. And okay, so I was thinking about this as I was working too. I was thinking about, okay, what questions should I ask Angelo? What kind of thoughts and statements do I have that are kind of, I guess, could be challenging for people who don't necessarily believe in astrology. And I think, okay, something that I kind of made for myself, this is what I kind of believe, but not fully believe, but it's more like a what if thing. So for the, you know, the super conservative Christians who, you know, still think Harry Potter and astrology are the devil or whatever. So, okay, hear me out. So we have the sun and moon and stars and planets for a reason, right? So what if God made all those planets play out into what we call astrology, which is, so what if God planned it for each of these 12 months to have these personality traits into a person born into those months? You know, like that's something I thought about. I'm like, what if God did that so that we can kind of relate to our fellow Tauruses or our fellow Cancers, our fellow Aries, on how we can help and grow each other, you know, as a community. Yeah. That's something I was thinking about. I'm like, God, you sneaky. I was like, I wonder if God actually did that. Like, so that's something I want to ask him when I get into heaven. Like, yo, God, did you low key create astrology?
I mean, I feel like it will make sense. Like,
you
have all these kind of like like a file cabinet, like June, July, September. We're all categorized. Like, it would be cool.
Yeah,
I see it like that.
Yeah, like
you could keep track of us, you know.
Yeah, it's like it was kind of just like one of those work days when I was just lost in my thoughts, you know, just like, because there was no music. All I could hear was the sound of the fryer, and just like, so a lot of my coworkers are Hispanic, so they're like speaking Spanish to each other and stuff. So I hear conversations about that, but I was mostly lost in my own thoughts, and that's how I came up with that conclusion. So like, you know,
I can see you like dozing off, like making fries or something, and then being like, Emmanuel, la papa. You're like, what?
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Word. And then, like, the entire time you're just thinking of astrology.
Yeah. Because I remember on my break, I was just like looking through stories. Looking through your story about, you know, the signs and stuff. And then after work, I decided to ask you, yo, Angelo, do you believe in astrology? And then, you know, this is how this whole shebang, this whole episode came about.
To be.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's super cool. I definitely, I love learning just in general. I love taking on new skills, even if I'm not good at something the first time, you know, or if I try and try and try again, I'm still not good at it. It's still like a great thing. And so one of my favorite things to do is also, you know, help people learn too and kind of teach and stuff like that. So I was like super excited. I was like, oh, I'll talk about astrology.
Yeah.
Super cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like, okay, so a lot of that information education dump that you put on me, I'll have to go back and kind of like listen back to what you said about Neptune, Mars, Venus, because I remember it, but I'm gonna have to, when this episode
I'll
ends,
send you.
yeah,
I like had it on a screenshot. Like I'll send it to you.
Oh yeah, the screenshot. Okay, I thought you memorized it. I was like, dang, this guy's memory is good.
Oh no. I could never. I had a little. I had made some notes just in case.
Got you. Okay, that's smart. That's smart that you made notes. So, okay, what I mentioned earlier in the podcast episode about me being touch deprived and wanting a girlfriend or whatever. So, do you take the compatibility aspect full throttle, or do you take it with a grain of salt? So if someone is, if you're talking to this girl and then she's a Gemini and you said you don't really mesh well with Gemini, do you take it like full throttle, like, no, I can't be with you? Or do you just talk with her a little more, get to know her true personality? Or how do you go about it?
So, I mean, I think most of the time when it comes to like romantic, with romance and astrology, I tend to just kind of, like someone or for them, and just I'm kind of like, okay, where I'm down. And it's really funny because when it comes to my relationships or romantic interest in general, their sign is one of the last things I tend to ask.
Okay.
For some reason, like I don't know why, I'm kind of just like distracted from everything else. I mean, I do check our compatibility. I'm not gonna lie. And if it's below like a 70% or like a 75, I'm like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. It's really funny that you brought up Gemini, because there was a specific instance where I was talking to this one girl and she happened to be Gemini, and I was like, whatever, like I'll just ignore the signs, no pun intended. Just ignore the signs, like and just go with it. I don't care. And it didn't end up really good. As a matter of fact, it was like a really big blow up, and it was not fun
snap.
For either of us. And so as much as I would love to be like, oh yeah, no, I take it with a grain of salt, like it doesn't faze me. No, I'm not like that at all. Like,
okay.
I will look it up and I'll be like, how, like, what are we gonna be in like the next 5 years? And I'll like read a bunch and spend so much time on it. And I think it is very helpful. I think, like I said, there is some truth, I feel like, to astrology, just because so many people, like if there was no truth, I don't feel like so many people would relate or be into it as much as they are.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I do feel like there is some truth to it, and while it's something that I'm like super into, I don't let it influence me to the point where I'll be like, listen, I think I found like my soulmate, but because you're a this, that, I like it, I'm not, like, because to me. So I wouldn't necessarily say I take it super literal either, but I do take it into consideration. I'm like, okay, word.
Okay, yeah, I feel you. So wait, so what you talked about with the blow up, was that? So that was before you looked into what her sign was and like going into that research?
No, I knew what her sign was already, and I knew better. And I was like, well...
Oh, and you still went full throttle into it?
Yep. And it ended up really bad.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. Here's the challenge. What do you think would have happened if you didn't look into her sign? Like, okay, do you think that maybe researching what someone's sign is kind of gives you that subconscious information about who they already are, despite not really knowing them, and it kind of like leads you off track and gets you overthinking into a different way about who they really are? Do you think, if you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I feel like, I feel like, with like a lot of things, astrology, I feel like sometimes can be used to like judge people. Yeah. Which I feel like is not really, a fun thing to do just in general, but let alone something like astrology to do that, just because it's one of those things where it's a very personal journey. It's very relative. Everyone's astrology, beliefs and practices are going to be different. I try my best to not be that way.
Right.
Especially when it comes to signs that I know, like in the past, I've kind of had a bumpy road with. I always give the benefit of the doubt. One of my good friends now, he's a Gemini, and though sometimes we don't see eye to eye on a lot of things, for the most part it's been like a pretty solid relationship, and it's like, okay, like we're friends, and that's cool. And yes, you're a Gemini, and sometimes I think you're crazy, but like for the most part, I feel like the signs are very hit or miss. You can have really great experiences with people of the same sign, really bad experiences.
Okay. It's like 50-50 in a way.
I do feel like, though, for people, some people out there, maybe, like, they can get into their own head and be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, this person's a Leo, like, my horoscope said da 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 da. It's like, get to know them first. It might be different. It might not be that exact Leo your horoscope is talking about. It may be one down the line.
Yeah, it's like that expression that I hear. If you think about a red car, you're gonna see a red car.
Right. Exactly.
It's like that.
Exactly that.
Yeah. Okay, this is really some interesting information about astrology that now I know more about, and it's cool to kind of, I like what you said about astrology before. It's a personal journey, right? It's not something for you to use to judge people with. It's more about who you are, kind of discovering who you are, how you can kind of help yourself.
A really great tool to use to get to know yourself, I feel like. Really great tool. Like, okay, I see this, I see that, and not everything might apply to you, of course. But I think that's what makes humans is the complexities of who we are.
Yeah, like
that was like deep. Sorry.
Oh no! I'm putting that in the preview. Maybe, I don't know.
I made the preview.
You made the preview. I mean, you're gonna make the preview regardless anyway.
Yeah.
But like, it's funny to think about how some of these, I don't want to say kids because I don't want to sound old, but some of people our age, treat astrology like, okay, I don't mean to bash on what you were doing about, asking people for the signs and stuff, but it's funny to think about how you said, the Native Americans use this. You said it's been around for hundreds, thousands of years. So for me, it was just funny to think about a Native American going to another Native American and be like, he's a Leo. Nah, I don't like him. It's funny to think about, like I wonder if they did that. They probably didn't do that. I think it's just like a modern internet social media type of thing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think social media has made so many things a thing. And I think social media is one of those, like I said, growing up, I didn't hear too much about astrology. And if I did, it was like, it's of the devil. Or like, at least on TV growing up Hispanic, there was this show that I vaguely remember, and it was like a dating show based on your sign.
A dating show based on your sign? Okay.
Yeah, it was in Spanish. I don't like remember. I can see it in my head, but I don't remember too much about it. It was like 6 or something. And so I feel like my first impression of astrology is like, oh, it's for like your relationships. Like it's one of those things you get into. Da, 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 da. But the more I started learning about it, like, yeah, no, it's been around for a long time in a lot of different cultures and spiritualities and beliefs. Like the stars and the planets have been big parts of people's lives. I just feel like now, because of social media, we're starting to make a lot of things mainstream. And astrology was one of those things. I mean, like, you can't really go to a main page and not at least find one astrology meme.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like, and I think it's like one of the cool things I feel like about or one of the things that I love in any kind of religion or belief are like the memes. Yeah, I think one of my favorite parts of astrology are the memes and how lighthearted they are and how fun they are. Like it's just I like it when you can have a sense of humor with something that's kind of serious. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, like, the astrology memes that I've seen are like like, hey fellas, if she asks you for your sign.
No, yeah. Exactly.
I've seen those ones everywhere. Like,
or like,
nope.
the TikTok trend of your big 3. I think that one's pretty cool.
Or the TikTok trend of your big 3?
Yeah, of your big 3. So your big 3 are your sun, your moon, and your rising.
Oh, okay.
And for anyone wondering, by the way, I'm a Cancer moon. Oh wait, Cancer sun. Sorry, Aries moon, and a Cancer rising. So I have 2 Cancer placements in my big 3, which sucks, but you know. I tried.
Yeah.
But back to the social media thing. My favorite trend, or this one that I thought was really cool, was, I don't know if it pops up on your For You page, but when artists are like, oh, let me hop on the track, and they'll like remix a verse, or like, have you seen those by any chance?
Let me hop on the track.
Like
I might have come across them.
Yeah, like when like there'll be a song and they'll be like, if I were on
Trippie
Red's song or something.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, those are dope.
So there was this one girl, she did it with the signs, and it was a remix to that Sweetie song. I don't know, but she goes like, what's your sign? I'm a Cancer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen that. So
she'll be like, what's your sign? She'll be like, I'm an Aries. I'm like,
yeah, I think I've seen that TikTok somewhere before.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite astrology trends. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm down. Music, astrology, to my favorite things.
Music, astrology, 2 worlds combined.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. So I like that. That's cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, I feel like I definitely. Okay, even though I said this already, I feel like I definitely learned a lot more about astrology. I don't want to go too much far into deja vu, because I was about to say it's a personal journey, but I already said that already, didn't I? Yeah. So, So like, I think it's cool, for the people listening, to take astrology, like, learn about it. It's good to learn about it. Take it with a grain of salt, of course, like everything, take everything with a grain of salt, and, just like kind of use it to explore yourself.
To reflect.
To reflect, like what you said about like me being a Taurus and what my personality traits include, not limited to, it's something interesting to kind of see for yourself what you can work on, what you can build on. And Angelo, I just want to thank you for, wanting to be on the podcast again.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for sharing your knowledge, wisdom, insight about astrology.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I had so much fun, and yeah.
This is a lot of fun. I had a pretty fun conversation, you know, just even being deep in thought too. Like, this is the same deep in thought as I was at work, you know, just working fries, just like, dang.
Nice. Well, yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was so much fun. I'm so happy to be part of this. Yeah.
All right, Angelo, do you have any last words to give to the audience about what to say about astrology or just life in general?
Yeah, I mean, just one more time reiterating what you were saying, like, take it with a grain of salt. Nothing in this world is that serious, ever. If you love someone regardless of their sign, they're for you, then they're for you. And, you know, sometimes astrology can be wrong. Sometimes it can be right. Sometimes it's personal. I'll just leave it at that. It's, you know, your own personal thing. So,
right.
Yeah. Use it to reflect, you know. Just piggybacking off what you said. I really have nothing to say anymore. I'm just rambling.
All right, sweet. And is there anywhere that they can follow you, Angelo?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at Angelo with 2 E's, Cassiano. And I'm on Twitter at Angelo Cassiano, Cassiano. And I'm on Spotify and Apple Music and SoundCloud and YouTube and Amazon and anywhere you stream your music. And I have a new single,
Transitions,
which you guys can listen to on there. Thank you so much. And we have some stuff breaking too. Can I talk about that? Or?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I mean, we've got a song. It's gonna be on my upcoming album. I'm very excited. Ooh.
Yeah.
But yeah, we use a sound effect. I haven't used sound effects in forever. Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be on the album. Yo, Angelo killed it. Oh,
hey.
He killed it.
Thank you. Yeah.
He killed it. It was like
fire.
Like, I was listening to it, I was like,
Daddy, chill.
Oh my god, it's so funny. Thank you so much for, you know, collabing. I love singing hooks and love hearing, like, it's really cool just because, like, you were kind of there for the start of me making music.
Oh, but yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah.
Bro, we grew so much.
We've grown so much. I know.
It's crazy.
That's one of my favorite parts, to look where we started and where we're at now. I'm on your podcast now. So like,
yeah,
crazy.
Bro. Started from the bottom. Now we here.
Now we're here for real.
It's crazy. Oh, yo. Hey, yo. Give it up for Angelo again, y'all. Woo! Yeah. So if y'all want to follow the Blindfold Off podcast, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube at Blindfold Off Podcast. And you can follow us on Instagram at Blindfold Off Podcast, Facebook, Blindfold Off Podcast, Twitter, Blindfold Off Pod. And you can follow me, Emmanuel, at Emmanuel LKD on Instagram and all those other social media platforms. And like Angelo, I'm also on Spotify, Apple Music, and everywhere, all of those streaming platforms. Stream my new song, Spaceship, out now. Woo. Yes, sir. All right. Thank you guys for listening. We hope you enjoyed this podcast, and we hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace out, y'all.